Today I'm going to do the next look in my teen series, and this is going to be a very toned down look that you can kind of wear on an everyday basis to school or any kind of daytime activities. This one was kind of inspired by Leighton Meester, aka Blair Waldorf from Gossip Girls, because she's kind of got that preppy schoolgirl look going on. So I kind of used her as an inspiration for this look, and it's just really toned down. I'll just zoom in. So it's just a really toned down look with some pinks, some browns, rosy cheeks, and then just kind of glossy lips. So I think that this is a really kind of appropriate look for daytime wear, for going to school, and just, you know, if you want to wear a little bit of makeup but not look like you have too much products on your face. So I hope you enjoy this look, and keep watching. So what I first did is I applied an eyeshadow base. I used Urban Decay Primer Potion. You can use something from the drugstore like L'Oreal Decrease, or if you're in Europe you can use something like Art Deco eyeshadow base. Now I'm going to take the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. This is a white, completely white shade, and I'm basically using a brush to just distribute that, but you can just use your fingers, of course, if you're more comfortable with that. And I'm putting this basically all over the lid from the inner eye corner, and then just kind of blending that over the lid. So once that's blended out, I'm going to take this pink color right here. This is from the Double Stack palette that you can get on eBay. I'll have a link to that on the side where you can purchase that. If you don't have a credit card, you can ask if your parents will buy it for you. Or you could use something from the drugstore like NYX. You don't have to use the exact same colors. I'm just using a flat brush, and I'm going to apply that right on that lid, just kind of dabbing it over where I applied that jumbo eye pencil. And then once that's on, you can just use what's ever left on that brush, and I'm just kind of blending it upwards. Then I'm taking this brown, this very light brown. This is from the 42 Double Stack palette. This is the matte one. Of course, you can use one of the browns that are in the shimmer palettes as well if you don't have this. And I'm going to take any kind of fluffy brush, and basically I'm just applying that into the crease. So I'm just taking that brush with a little bit of the product on, and I'm just blending that from the crease upwards. So kind of where the pink ends, and just continuing upwards. Then I'm going in with a slightly smaller pointed brush. This is the MAC 226, however you could again use something from the drugstore. And I'm going to use this brown right here. It's just above. This is just slightly darker, and I'm also going to mix it a little bit with this one. So these two browns, I'm kind of just mixing those together. That's from that same palette. Just getting a little bit of that on the brush. Make sure you kind of tap it off so that you don't get a lot of fallout. And with this, I'm going right into that crease. So kind of just right from the outer corner, and just blending it in a little bit. Then I'm going to just apply a little bit of highlighter just up here. I'm using this one. This is MAC Dazzle Light. However, NYX makes a very good highlighter as well. I think it's called Aloha. I do have that, but for some reason I just can't find it right now, so I'm just going to use this. But you could definitely use the NYX one as a more sort of inexpensive option. And I'm just using a kind of a slightly larger brush, and I'm applying that just underneath the brow, kind of just where those two colors meet. Then I'm just going to take a brown eye pencil. This one is by Quo, which is a Canadian drugstore brand, but just any kind of brown eyeliner pencil that you have. And I'm placing this right on the lower and just onto the top lash line. Alright, and once you have a bit of that on, now this one does come with a smudger on the end. Otherwise, if you don't have a smudger, you could just use a Q-tip. And I'm just going to smudge that right onto the lower lashes. And then smudge the top part out a little bit. Then I took just an off-white eye pencil and I put that on my inner kohl eyeliner. Now the one that I did use is the one by Illamasqua, however most teenagers won't be able to afford that. So another cost-effective alternative is this one. This one is by Max Factor, so you can always find drugstore dupes of more higher end products. So then that is done, and now I'm just going to apply some mascara. And the easiest way to apply mascara is if you look down into a mirror. So you kind of tilt your head up, and I'm looking down into a mirror. Alright, so for blush I want really nice rosy cheeks like on this side. So I'm actually going to use a cream blush. Now this one is by Bobbi Brown. A less expensive alternative is NYX. I know that they make cream blushes as well. And I just kind of like to buff that in. You could even use your fingers if you don't have a brush like this. Then I want to go over it with a little bit of shimmer. Now NYX makes these highlighter blushes. They're called, there you can see it, they're called mosaic powders. So this is a really good budget alternative. But I don't have the exact color that I want from NYX, so I'm going to just use the one from MAC. This is the Rose Mineralized Skin Finish, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of that on top. Then for the lips I'm going to use NYX. These are, I think, called tinted lip spas. They're just like kind of very gently tinted lip balm conditioners. So I'm going to, this one is in the shade Sake. And I really like these ones. And if you do want to put gloss on top, you could either just use a bit of clear gloss or something. I'm going to use this gloss. This is by Margaret Astor, which is a drugstore brand here, but you could use something from, you know, L'Oreal or NYX or whatever. I don't even know what shade this is. I'm just going to put a little bit of that gloss on top. Alright, so that's actually it for the finished look, kind of for that preppy schoolgirl, gossip girl inspired makeup look. I hope you enjoy it. I think it's just really appropriate for daytime wear, going to school, things like that. Let me know if you guys try this out, and definitely come back on Friday so you can see the final look in my teen makeups or makeup for teens series, and I hope to see you guys then. Bye! Hey, I'm back. I just forgot to record this. I wanted to do just a quick little segment within this video talking about where to buy inexpensive makeup brushes, because most teenagers are not going to have, you know, a lot of brushes, and they're not going to be able to afford sort of more expensive brands. So I'm going to give you a couple suggestions depending on where you live, where you can start out. If you live in the States, I would recommend that you go to Target and check out the Sonia Kashuk brushes. I think they're exclusive to Target. I don't have any personally because I'm not in the States, but I've heard a lot of really good stuff about those. So those are ones that I would definitely check out. Also, there's another brand in the States that's pretty popular for inexpensive brushes, and I think it's called Essence of Beauty. I'm not entirely sure where those are sold. It might be CVS. Again, this is just information that I've got from other people. But I've heard a lot of good stuff about the Essence of Beauty brushes as well. And those are both sort of drugstore brands that are not very expensive at all. If you are in Canada, I would recommend the Quo brushes. And those are available at Pharmasave, Pharmaprix if you're in Quebec. And those are actually pretty good. I mean, they are synthetic. I do actually have a couple of Quo brushes that I still use. They are synthetic, but you know, they're not very expensive, and I think they're good enough to get you started somewhere. So those are good ones if you're in Canada. If you are in Europe and Asia and stuff, I really can't make recommendations because I really don't know what each country has, because I'm just not familiar. Because personally here where I live in Switzerland, we just, at the drugstore, there's really no good makeup brushes at all. So I really don't know, you know, what country has what. But some other places what you can try is Crown brush. Now these places you have to order online, but you know, maybe you can get your parents to order it for you. You know, you can pay them back with your allowance or your part-time job or whatever, or ask it as a gift, birthday present or something. Crown brush makes really good inexpensive brush sets, and they also make single brushes, but it might be worth it to just get a brush set, because then you'll have like, you know, either 5 brushes or 10 brushes all in one go, and they're not very expensive, and they're made, most of them are made with natural hairs. And I do actually have a couple crown brushes that are pretty good, and I talked about these in my brush video as well. So that's one place you can go. I'll have a link to Crown Brush on the side that you can go check out. You can of course go the eBay route as well. You know, there's all these kind of like sellers. They're usually from China where they sell larger brush sets. Now, I would not recommend purchasing brand name brushes on eBay because they're usually fake. But I mean, some of the brush sets are actually, I think, probably decent quality. I personally can't say, oh, you know, get these ones or these ones because I don't have any. But I've seen some brush sets on eBay that I think look decent. I mean, I don't have them, so I'm just saying that that's one way that you can go, and they're also not very expensive. Lastly, what I would also think about is at Christmas time, like around the holiday season, MAC releases limited edition brush sets. So they come either in the face brush set or the eyes brush set, and they're usually like a little pouch. It comes with a pouch and has 5 brushes inside, and they're only coming out at the holiday season. So you kind of just have to snag them up pretty fast. Now, this is a full-size brush by MAC, and the limited edition ones are about half the size, and the quality is not quite as good as the full-size MAC brushes, but I've heard from people that, you know, have them, that they're pretty good, and I think that's a good way to get started. I don't know exactly how much they cost. You'll have to check at holiday when they come out, but that's a really good sort of good deal, because then you'll have like 5 brushes all in one go. That's a really good birthday present that you can ask for, you know, if you can't afford it yourself. So those are some kind of places where you can get started. For brushes, again, you don't have to buy all brushes all at one time. You can just get a couple, maybe just get like a basic flat eye shader brush, get a blending brush, and then just get some kind of like a powder brush or something like that. And that should be enough to get you started if you really are a complete beginner. So I hope that's helpful just for some tips on brushes, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! On my way home, I thought of leaving.